Yo, I'm Bob. Into Star Wars, happen to be totally blind since birth. Gonna be unboxing, well, they should be Captain Enoch and Thrawn's Night Troopers from the Vintage Collection. And this is from the Ahsoka TV series. I pre ordered this thing last September, maybe October of 2023. And they finally got here. Um, in 2024, summer of 2024. So it has been a while. I completely forgot about this set. So this is that closed boxed packaging that everybody was freaking out about. It must suck to to get some action figures and you're not able to see inside the box. Yeah, it really does. So yeah, we get a holdover from all of that. Got a little insert here. I'm gonna go into some spoilers from the Ahsoka show. So if you haven't watched that, I would advise you to go ahead and possibly do that. So there are spoilers ahead. I'm gonna pause this, break these guys out of their figured baggies. They're not even visible because they're in little plastic baggies. So paper baggies rather. We don't take plastic in this set unless, well, they're figures. They remind me of little sandwich baggies, little baggies that you would see cookies from bakeries put in. Just real flimsy paper here. Anyway, gonna break them out, and I'll be back when we take a closer look. All right, so our Night Troopers and Captain Enoch are out of their paper packaging, and I guess I'll start with the one that I got out, on the in the first bit of the packaging there. He was all the way to the left as I was opening him. So yeah, I mean they are very similar to the stormtroopers that we saw from the. It's a bit further back in the Vintage Collection. He looks a lot like the Stormtrooper from A New Hope. But, I mean, you have new little bits and bobs on him. Like they're strips of cloth that they decided to implement here. But he's got, regular Stormtrooper armor. And, I mean, they've got the look from Ahsoka. So he's got, these strips of cloth here on his right leg. I'm sure... new bits of armor here. He has an E11 there in his right hand. I don't know if these guys are supposed to be pre-Night Sister zombification or post-Night Sister zombification. I'm not sure as to the state of the action figures here. I guess if you want them to act like zombies, you can. I really want Death Troopers based on Joe Schreiber's novel at some point. These guys, to me, they're PG stormtroopers. They don't really, I don't know. They don't feel like zombies to me, but I really like them in Ahsoka quite a lot. The audio description track did a very great job, pointing out all of the things that they were doing post zombification with the Night Sister mojo. Yeah, I like this guy. He's got the similar sculpt to the stormtroopers that we got before, but I mean he does look a bit different with the bits of cloth and stuff like that. This is Night Trooper number 2. His chest armor looks a bit different. He's got more bits of cloth on him. He's got his E11 there. Pretty hard life on Peridia. There he is from that side there. And here's Night Trooper number 3. Same interesting looking chest armor there. So I'm guessing these guys, they had to improvise, if their armor was all cracked or whatever, they just had to go with whatever they had here. And he's got, I think, a little bit of cloth going around his right leg. Possibly one of his arms as well. He's got the same E11 there in his right hand. The helmets don't look like they're new sculpts to me. They look like your regular run-of-the-mill Stormtrooper helmets. Maybe they did some new things with paint apps, which I'm no expert on. Yeah, he's got his E11. All that good stuff. The coolest figure in the set, well, for me anyway, is Captain Enoch. So before I even opened it, I had my screen reader narrate a review that they did on banthaskull.com. But even if I hadn't had that read to me, I think I probably would have been able to distinguish Captain Enoch from all the others because his helmet, well, it feels different. They say that it looks a bit similar to the assault tank driver. And he's actually got a faceplate that he's hammered out in front there. So this is our Captain Enoch, who was played by Wes Chatham in Ahsoka. Makes me want to rewatch The Expanse. I only watched the first 2 seasons of that, maybe. I liked it. I just kind of got distracted by Star Wars and other things. So yeah, Enoch, he's got a new comma going on. They gave him a new head sculpt. And he's got a different weapon here. I think that might be an SE-14R. That's what most people say online. Yeah, for me, I think this guy is probably the coolest one in the set. I like to think if I hadn't have read the review on Bantha Skull, probably would have been able to distinguish this guy from the others. He's got a different look with the new head sculpt, and I mean I've owned assault tank drivers, so I mean yeah, just the helmet alone is a dead giveaway, and the weapon is not your run-of-the-mill E11, and this is a different rifle entirely. And there he is from the back. So I would probably give the set I guess a 9 out of 10. I think I would have preferred Enoch sold on a regular vintage collection card back rather than thrown into the set. So you could have gotten 4 run-of-the-mill Night Troopers, but interesting that he was included. It's always nice to get, action figures from the live action shows. I want to see maybe a new Morgan Elsbeth from Ahsoka with the Blade of Talzin and, a different head sculpt, because as it stands, she doesn't really have anything from the vintage collection. We just got her, no weapons, nothing like that. It would be cool to get her at some point, as she looked in the finale. But yeah, not a bad set, though. You've got some new bits and bobs included with the figures, new arms, new legs. I think the torsos look a bit different. And as for whether or not they're zombified, I guess that's up to the imagination. I love the stuff in Ahsoka, though, during the finale where they were going after him with lightsabers and blasters and nothing was taking them down. That was a really cool scene. But it makes me want action figures based on the expanded universe novel Death Troopers even more, though. These guys are pretty cool, though. I do really like the set. And I guess that'll do for this action figure review. Liked them pretty well. And I will hear you guys next time. May the Force be with you.